Hello, everyone. So, I'm trying something different and new because my dear friend told me I'm sitting too far away and you can't see the cards. So, I don't really like you to see my face, but here we are. So, today, hopefully, you'll be able to see the cards a little clearer. So, happy June. So excited to be here. It seems like it's taken us forever to get here. And now that we're in summer, I know, or at least my feeling is for the month of June, we're going to have some challenges on the bigger scale in the collective. Definitely, there's going to be some challenges with things. And just, I want to say, hold your own. We have been told for a long time that there would be some things that would happen, that we would have some challenges. I'm not really going to go into all of it, but even the food piece and all of that, let's just be aware and prepare as best as you can. So, not always can we prepare. Maybe we don't have extra money or whatever to get more groceries or things, but it definitely is a sign of the times. Do as best that you can, and even if it's this much more, it's doing better than you would have done if you had no warning. Okay. And hopefully we'll always have people that will pool together to do different things to help people out, and that will be awesome. But it's just kind of a check-in. How are you doing? I hope everybody is holding their own. And I know just when we feel like there's a sense of a little bit of normalcy and we, want to get out a little bit more and do some more things, and so we can feel a little bit normal this summer. And just when we do, we hear about these variants or whatever. And really, truly, we can't live in fear. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. We just hold the light for others to see and be true to yourself and do whatever your guidance is telling you. Because remember, only you know what's best for you. So if the rest of the world's doing one thing and you feel your guidance is telling you something else, definitely listen to that, because it's important that you do. I've been missing everybody a little bit lately. Seems to be we're back to doing some on Zoom, some on the phone, some coming in person. But as all these things come out, everything keeps cutting back. Like, we want to be back in the swing of things, but then we're afraid, and it's going back and forth. So remember, I miss you too, when you're not coming around or calling or whatever, because as any of you know that has been a client for me, not for me, a client with me for a while, that I love each and every one of you and I think of you as family. So I do miss you, and I do want to hear what's going on in your life, even just the catch up things. I played catch up with a friend the other day that I hadn't talked to in maybe 6 weeks, and it was like so much had happened for her, changing jobs and all these things happening, that I was like, these are the things I want to hear. Why is it we only hear, I'm calling you because my life's falling apart? Not, geez, my life's going really good and I want to see what else can I benefit from that's coming. So it's important to recognize that there is a lot of good still in the world, and there's a lot of good people still left out there. Often I'm reminded when somebody holds a door for you or says, no, you go in traffic, you're like, what? So, just allowing yourself to be present for the opportunities that are there, because there are a lot of opportunities. Our opportunities are to be the best human being that we can be, and that has to be enough. If you're happy at the end of the day with how you acted and how you treated people, then that's enough. But also remembering that there's nobody else that can do our job. We're here for a specific reason. And in knowing that, if you're lucky enough to know what your reason is, and you just put that out in the world, then it should be easy because it is your path. So many times people say, My whole life's falling apart. Everything happened that wasn't good. And I say, welcome to the path. Because in the beginning, there's all kinds of things that challenge us. It's like, you sure you want to be on the spiritual path? And we get challenged, and it doesn't make us exempt at all from things that happen in the world, right? Or in our lives. We often, us healers or spiritual advisors, get it more because we're supposed to be learning our lessons and teaching and bringing that. So it often, we come from a place of experience, because I'm not going to talk to you about something I haven't gone through. So just being in a place where it's like, oh my God, I know what it's like to get divorced. Oh my God, I know what it's like to be looking for work. All these things that all of us seem to go through. And so it's important to realize that that is wisdom that comes out of going through the experience. I often tell people, you can't intellectualize certain things, right? And the fact that we can't means we have to go through the experience and then see what that feels like. And then we have the learning, the teaching, the wisdom. And then you can say, if you've had the experience and you've gone through it, it's like somebody running through a gauntlet way back when. If they went through it, they can tell the next person, avoid this side, the thing's going to swing over here, And hopefully we all come together to share our wisdom. So remember, if you've had certain experiences in your life, that makes you an expert because you've lived through it. And your best teachers are always people that have gone through the experience first. I remember years and years ago going to, I can't think of, what was it? Oh, it was some kind of gym that was just for women, and they all wore hot pink. And I can't think of the name at the moment, but I remember this trainer in there just saying, well, just stop eating. Just do this. And I said to her, have you ever had a weight problem? No. Well, then why would I listen to you? Or somebody that never smoked and is telling you, it's just easy, give it up. Why would I listen to you? You haven't had the experience. You haven't gone through it. I'm not going to be paying attention. But how about those people that have done it? And they've lived through it, and they got through it, and they were human, and they had hard times as well as super positive. We need to remember that. And remember that whatever we're going through, there's a reason, even if we don't know what it is. So keep on keeping on, keep having your experiences, and let's see where this is going to lead us. Okay. So we're going to start with a different deck, Mystical Wisdom card deck by Gail Guthrie. And we're going to pull, I don't think I've ever pulled from this deck. Dreams. Believe in your dreams. Look at how pretty this is. All right, Anne, I hope you're happy. You can see my face and the card. There we go. Beautiful card. So, dreams. Let's see what this has to say. Believe in yourself and reach for the stars. You have the courage, the patience, and passions within you to make a difference. When you have a dream, only you have the responsibility to make it real. Dreams are never free. It may take time, energy, and sacrifice to create the reality and live your dream. It also takes preparation, determination, and effort. Never compromise or surrender your dreams. Believe in yourself, believe in your dreams. And it says, the mantra is, I believe in following my dreams. Well, if you've read my blog for today, that was a little bit about it. How do we create and having the patience and all of that. So to me, this first week in June, we're off to a good start because we get dreaming again. Let's go into our dreams again. What is it you really want to create? And if you're like me, I break it into quarters, like the first quarter, and now we're in the second. What do you want to create during this time? This is another deck from one of my friends, Denise. I don't know how you pronounce your last name. You know me, I only know first names. But Animal Totems Empowerment Deck. All right, so let's pull a card from our Animal Totems. Seagull. So there we have the seagull. Look at its big wingspan. Sacred doors, west and grandfather sky. The medicine from the card is rhythm of the wind and the waves. Star nations, correspondence, the seagull nebula. I holler out to you from the vast expanse of grandfather sky. I ask you to follow me to the soothing shores and waters of grandmother earth. And I tell you, we must honor and acknowledge that we are the caretakers of both. When was the last time you gave thanks to the air that you breathe and the water that you drink? Every living thing is a vital part of the sacred loop of life. To keep the rhythm of life in balance, we must care for all living things, including Grandmother Earth. What am I saying? Grandfather Sky. Each time you assist in keeping the environment clean, you are helping to serve the highest good of everything that you plant and nurture a flower, or hope you are helping to keep the sacred hoop healthy, vibrant, and alive. The mantra is, I am a wise and loving caretaker of Grandmother Earth and Grandfather Sky. It's really interesting with the seagull because so many people just hate the seagulls. And I find it interesting. I know they think they're scavengers and whatever, but they represent freedom. And if you ever read that book, Oliver Livingston's Seagull, all about that. And, from their perspective. And so it's really interesting because I like seagulls. They come around and they're very creative in the ways that they dive down to get food and everything. And when it talked about the air, I was out this morning taking a walk, so I look like this, but the wind was up. And as I was walking this year, especially, I don't remember the wind ever being like this. And I was thinking how the wind carries our wishes over the airwaves. So it's a great exercise in allowing, whatever it is you're trying to create, go out and say it. Let it be carried over the airwaves. Okay, The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. Just has printing on it. Thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I can see what is of the highest good. And, I think we have a theme going today because what I was saying before, about what I wrote in the blog and all of this, yeah, sometimes we have fear. We think what we're trying to create is not going to happen. But we have to believe that everything happens for our highest good. How many times do we say, thank God for unanswered prayers? Because you might have thought you wanted to be with this person and then they turned out to be a nightmare. As we see in the bigger picture of things, what's happening in the news, which we're not going to mention any names, but this battle going on with all of us. So, we have to thank God, Spirit, for unanswered prayers. This is Tarot of the Moon Garden. And I thought it would just be fun to pull 3. Oh, Tarot of the Moon Garden is by, okay. Oh, it says it's made by U.S. Games. There's no other name on here. Weird. All right, I'm going to pull 3 cards for this up-and-coming week. Let's get off to a good start. Nice. Okay. So I'll show you the cards. That's the first one. And just looking at this card, to me, it's about reevaluating your truth this week. Really look at what you're trying to create. We have the dream card already, and we have working with grandmother Earth and grandfather Sky. And it's really about reevaluating your truth and where you want to go with things. The next card is, I love this because they're mystical. They have unicorns and dragons on this, but you see all those swords. And this is representing those things that we think are going one way and then they turn sour and go another way. And it's interesting because, again, that's what I wrote about in the blog. Last card is the Death card. But look at how colorful. Look at all those beautiful things. You have the Grim Reaper on top. But it's to me, what this is saying is an end of a cycle. So I almost feel like the Death card should be first. Like, look at what you're ending and revisit your truth and move forward towards your dreams. So that's a biggie. All right, the next one is from Magdalene Oracle by Tony Salerno. That's what the box looks like. So what do we need to know for the first week of June? Illumination. Look at how nice that card is. So when I look at it, her third eye is just illuminated. This is somebody who knows, symbolized by her closing her eyes to go inward. You know, every time we close our eyes, it helps us to go inward. And so I see this as us getting new insight this week. Again, where are we going on this next quarter? Actually, the quarter ends the end of June, so we still have 1 month, this month, to get things in order that were on our list. But to be illuminated about where are we going and what are we doing. All right, what did I just do with that box? Okay. Oh, there it is. It says, your creativity is blocked at present because you are not expressing how you feel. To unblock your creativity, you need to express your feelings. Creativity is first and foremost about self-expression. Every piece of art, no matter what the subject or style, is a self-portrait. Expresses everything you feel inside of you, good, bad, beautiful, or ugly. Everything is valid, so don't place judgments or restrictions on yourself. Your creativity has no boundaries apart from the boundaries you place on it yourself. Creativity is the essence of your life, and self-expression is creativity's voice. Self-expression heals and liberates you. It illuminates your mind and heart. All you need is to let your feelings come through. I like that because anything can illuminate us, right? Sometimes people are doodling and they're not sure, they're just doodling, and then there's a message in that, or you see something in it, or someone else that's looking at this might see something in it. So to let that part of us shine no matter what our expression this week. And this is the Divine Dog Wisdom deck. All right. So last card, make it a good one. What is the message for all these peeps this week? Endurance. Love these cards. They're great. Look at this. Endurance. Keep your eye on the ball. How about that? It says what it means if you fetch this card today. It means that something's in your life that requires you to stay the course instead of rolling over and playing dead. Okay, if you haven't read the blog for today, you absolutely must, because it's all about this. It's time to devote your energy to that which you love or is most important, even in the face of adversity. Overcome obstacles that seem too high to jump over, or avoiding those who would distract or divert you from the tracks you need to follow now. This is a time that brings out the stuff you are truly made of, the backbone you have been growing to help you keep trotting all the way down this lane, even though home or the final destination may not yet be known. And that's what I talked about, like trying to launch something or create something. It may need a little extra time than it going right out. Endurance becomes available as a resource when commitment to the journey is deliberate and resolute. It's more about ability and capacity than suffering and putting up with something. To endure is not to ignore that there are slippery slopes and muddy holes that require caution. It's not to muscle through without concern for others or yourself. It's more about the cultivation of patience and forbearance when the going gets tough and the fleas keep biting you. I love that. You are being called upon to keep going with a task, a job, a creation, exactly what I wrote about. Or perhaps the endurance being called for relates to something you feel is futile or showing the sign of progress, or showing no sign of progress or fruition. Just know that your endurance will be matched with an equal or greater force of support from sources known and yet unknown. And remember that as you take one step, you train yourself for the next until the journey of 1,000 miles is complete. It says another bone to chew on. Have you gotten tired or lost focus in pursuit of something you thought you wanted or needed? Maybe it's time to go back and review what it is that mattered so much when you're still really passionate about it. Exactly what I wrote. Get clear about your passions and purpose will come back into view. Your purpose will come back into view. Maybe you just need to take a play break, or maybe play breaks, or many play breaks in order to stay in the game for the long run. Well, talk about synchronicity. There it is with everything we talked about. So this week, an end to one cycle, opening the new door for another, letting your dreams get clear, and illuminating what needs to come forward at this time, and knowing that in the right time, everything will come together if you have endurance. So don't waste the time this week. Work on whatever it is, whether it's internal, external. Sounds like you're going to have a good week, or we all are, to accomplish something. So make it a good one. Mwah. Love you all. Bye.